But if you're coming in that sort of like, oh, I want to be in Hollywood, like I want to succeed, please give me the job, you're so powerful, like that's not, I don't need that. Like I can get that anywhere, right? What I need is people with real creative ideas who really know my stuff, who really understand what I'm doing and can present themselves as real collaborators. Sometimes I'll like actually coach people in the moment when they're reaching out to me. Like someone will reach out to me and I'll say like, hey, nice to hear from you, blah, blah, blah. Let me tell you about the letter that you just wrote to me and why you need to write a different kind of letter.
Oh my God, I do the same thing, by the way.
There you go.
You and I are so much alike. So yeah, keep going, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, so I'll just be like, okay, so you need to start a little bit more casual. It isn't blah, blah, blah. Like this is how it works. And, and I'll say like, you should find something to say about my work in this thing, right? Blah, blah, blah. Like, and I'll just say like, okay, so take this and go off and try again. Send me another email and we'll see how that goes, right? I've also, though, talked to people that came in and been like, and said like, basically, hey, it's okay that you haven't seen any of my stuff, right? But I just want to tell you, young writer who's been referred by a friend of mine and wants advice or whatever, like, this is like, these opportunities are fairly rare, right? And you don't want to be in a position where, like you haven't actually seen any of my stuff because, that's not good for you. You're kind of wasting your time because ultimately what that says to me is you're not interested in doing anything specific in my world. You're not into what I'm doing. There's not a collaboration to be done here. You just are someone who wants a job. And if you're someone who wants a job, like line up. There's so many people, right? And so in a way, it's sort of like, I have to tell people like the thing to do is simultaneously like value this meeting more, right? Understand that this is a bigger that don't be casual about the opportunity of work to talk to me, right? Which sounds like I'm putting myself on a pedestal, but at the same time, I'm saying, don't approach me as if I'm like, this is a job interview and you're coming to me hat in hand. Like you're a creative person. Like the reason I would want to work with you is that you have something, you're bringing something to the table, like that there's a creative collaboration to be done here. This is more like dating. It's more like a marriage than it is like a job interview. And so you come along and it's like, oh, this guy knows the show backwards and forwards. This guy knows exactly what he wants to do. Yeah, he doesn't have a ton of experience, but he has a lot of big ideas. He clearly has the skills. Like he knows what he wants to do creatively with this show. He's coming in. He understands that it would be a big deal for him to get this job. And at the same time, he can look me squarely in the eye. And I know you could have said this at the time. You could look me squarely in the eye and say, like, you are not going to go wrong hiring me, right? Like, there is no way I will let you down, right? And that is so important for anybody. I had a conversation with a young actor, and he was asking me for advice. And I was like, okay, so you need to think about parts and things you want to do in the following way. You should be able to go into an audition and look me in the eye and say, there is nobody else in Hollywood who's going to do better at this than I am. I promise. Like, if you're not doing me a favor by giving me this role, right? I'd be super excited to get this role. And if you give it to me, you're going to be so glad you did, right? And if you can honestly say that, then you've got a real shot. But if you're coming in that sort of like, oh, I want to be in Hollywood, like I want to succeed, please give me the job, you're so powerful, like that's not, I don't need that. Like I can get that anywhere, right? What I need is people with real creative ideas who really know my stuff, who really understand what I'm doing and can present themselves as real collaborators.